Opening shot, black screen. Ominous ticking. Text fades in, how far would you go? Just because you were told to? Cut to archival footage of 1960s New Haven, in the shadowy corridors of history. Some experiments have forced us to confront the darkest corners of human nature. Tonight, we reveal the chilling truth behind the 1961 Milgram experiment, when ordinary people, under the spell of authority, became instruments of pain. What happens when the urge to obey collides with the instinct to do no harm? On-screen text, Yale University, 1961. Dr. Stanley Milgram. Dr. Stanley Milgram, a young psychologist at Yale, recruited unsuspecting volunteers for what they believed was a study on learning and memory. Two participants entered a stark laboratory, one would be the teacher, the other the learner. But in reality, the so-called learner was an actor. The true subject was the teacher, who was instructed to administer escalating electric shocks, up to a deadly 450 volts, every time the learner answered incorrectly. Caption: subjects believed shocks were real. The learner's screams, pre-recorded and agonizing, echoed through the thin walls. Would the teachers stop? Or obey the man in the white lab coat? Cliffhanger, black and white footage of a trembling volunteer. On-screen text, 65% went all the way, as the switches were flipped, and the screaming grew desperate. Most participants hesitated, some protested. Yet, when the authoritative experimenter calmly insisted, "Please continue," a staggering 65% complied to the very end, delivering what they believed were fatal shocks. Quote on screen, "I was just following orders." Decades later, Milgram's findings would haunt the world, the terrifying ease with which ordinary people can become agents of cruelty when absolved of responsibility. Ending, slow zoom on the empty chair in the lab. Eerie music swells. The Milgram experiment forces us to ask, are we truly in control of our actions, or merely puppets when authority pulls the strings? In trusting those in power, how often do we silence our conscience? Remember, history's darkest moments often begin not with monsters, but with everyday people who simply followed orders. Text on screen, Dark True History and Forgotten Human Experiments. Subscribe for more unsettling truths.